Good evening, students. Welcome to the YouTube channels of Bhola High School. Today, I will explain a poem for the prospective students of class 12. The poem is Asleep in the Valley, composed by the French poet Arthur Rimbaud. While going through this poem, we often recall the greatest war poet Wilfred Owen, who once said, "My subject is war and the pity of war." As we go through this poem, Asleep in the Valley, we here to find the pity of war, the pitiful picture of war. War is nothing but a slaughterhouse of soldiers, those patriots who go to war for sake of their motherlands get either killed or injured. In this poem, we see such a picture. The original title of the poem is La Dormeur du Val, and the English translation of this poem was made by Oliver Bernard. He suggested the title Asleep in the Valley. Asleep here has not been used in the ordinary sense. Here, asleep actually means dead. Death is often called the elder brother of sleep, and here asleep means sleeping permanently, that is dead. Now follow the poem. At the beginning, we get a beautiful picture of nature, a hill, a valley, and its surroundings. A small green valley where a slow stream flows and leaves long strands of silver on the bright grass. Here we find a small green valley. It means that the valley is covered with green grass, and there a small stream or a rivulet flows. It adds to the beauty of the valley. The rivulet leaves silvery strands on the bright green grass. From the mountain top streams the sun's rays, and the sun's rays fill up the valley. They fill the hollow full of light. Here hollow means the valley. The valley is flooded with light. So we get a beautiful picture of natural surroundings. A soldier, very young, lies open-mouthed. Here the poet finds a soldier who lies on the valley as if he takes rest there. A pillow made of fern beneath his head. His head is placed on a pillow. That pillow is made of ferny pillow. Asleep, he seems to be asleep, as if he was enjoying the natural view and fell asleep there. Stretched in the heavy undergrowth, his body is stretched in the bush, pale in his warm green sun-soaked bed. His body is whitish. He is lying on the sun-soaked bed made by nature. His feet among the flowers. He sleeps. Flowers covered his feet. There are some flower plants on the valley, and flowers from those plants covered the feet of the soldier. His smile is like an infant's, gentle, without guile. There is a smile on his lips. The smile is pure and innocent, like a child's smile. Ah, nature, keep him warm, he may catch cold. The poet urges to nature to keep the soldier warm because he may catch cold. We must keep in mind that the place is in a cold country. So the valley with the rivulet is naturally a cold place, and the soldier is sleeping on the valley, he may catch cold. So the poet, being sympathetic to the soldier, urges nature to keep him warm so that he does not catch cold. The humming insects don't disturb his rest. There are some insects, some buzzing insects. It is natural that their buzzing sound may disturb the soldier's rest, but they cannot disturb his rest. What is the cause? Because it is not a natural rest. He has died. And how can insects disturb a dead person? He sleeps in sunlight, one hand on his breast. Sunlight has filled the valley and he sleeps there. One of his hands is on his breast at peace. It apparently seems that he rests in peace, but the idea is not true. In his side there are two red holes. We are shocked at the last moment when we see two red holes on the side of his body. Those two red holes are two bullet injuries. The soldier was shot in the battlefield and he has died. So, this is the pitiful picture of war. War brings sufferings, sadness, death to soldier's life as well as to civilian's life. So this is the poem. Go through it and I will discuss on the question answers in the next class. God bless you. Goodbye.